In this video we're exploring Alaska again, this time in the VSkyLabs EuroFox, again basing ourselves out of Fairbanks but taking the opportunity presented by the Alaska by Air add-on to take in a few grass strips along the way. Hope you enjoy the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, if you enjoy this content, why not consider giving a small donation via the Ko-fi link in the description of the video to enable me to fund future content. Thank you. Continuing to explore Alaska, I mean, obviously we've got to do some bush flying, and there aren't that many bush strips in the default scenery, but there is this intriguing pack that you can download from explain.org. I'll put a link in the description, which contains an array of small airfields. Now, I'm not sure how old it is. It looks, yeah, 2023 by the looks of things it was built. There's a lot of documentation. They recommend Sim Heaven and the use of ortho photos. It has to be said that there are a few issues with some of the strips that I've tried. So one has been blattered by an autogen road. There's one that's got a missing object. There's an error when it starts, but none of the issues are really consequential, and none of them prevent you from trying out the strips, and the effect on Fairbanks is quite dramatic. So I've just imported them all into LittleNavMap, and you see here's Fairbanks, and all of a sudden, instead of having you know, a few airports, literally a scattering, you've now got loads of airstrips. And in terms of the documentation that comes with it, it's really good. So that there is actually, that issue is actually a missing bus model from the PM library, and that's all. So that is fine. I've just lost myself now. Right, here we go. So there is information about each strip, latitude and longitude, how it's equipped, elevation and runway length. You've got these KMZ files that can be opened in Google Earth. Other mapping software is available. It does work in Google Earth, which is free. So you can see here, look. Just astonishing number of strips. If you click on one of them, you get the code, and then you can launch yourself from that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to leave Fairbanks, and we're going to fly down to Blair Lake and then finish off at Sewell. It's not a long flight, but it should be a bit of fun. We are taking off at dawn. We're in the EuroFox in the tail dragger configuration. It's been a while since I've flown this, but you should keep up on all your types, shouldn't you? Right, let's the brake is on. Yeah, carb heat's off. ignition on. Master switch is on. For the landing light position lights, we don't put the strobes on yet, and that I think is all we've got. Keep the ignition, the electronics off for the moment. Alright. That's 1005, isn't it? Is what it's supposed to be, so let's just set that. Alright, ignition and start. Alright. Okay. Well, seems to be working. We've got the recording going. I think we'll go off on 20. Yes. Which means turning around, I think, and taxiing the other way. Okay, let's just put that to Alt. Okay. Alright. Then round the corner we go. There's the large look. Okay. Okay. Let's go. And we're going off to the south. Okay, so let's put the strobe on. So 800 feet. So we are 20 miles away, I suppose, 20 nautical miles or something. And we're looking for a lake. That might be the lake there. Oh, maybe not actually. Okay, very good now. Right, let's just have a quick look at the airfield we're going to. Let's turn that on. Okay, so we'll be coming in on 30, I reckon. That's 2 lakes and the airfield. The 2 lakes form a figure of 8, and there is a larger lake it's not those. It's a large lake to the right, more southerly. I wonder if that's it over there. I'll just see. It might be actually. No, it doesn't look right. Yeah, no, they're too far away. They're too close rather. What we're doing now, 12 miles or something. I think it is that in the distance there. That's what I think it is. Yeah, that's it there. We're definitely being blown to the right a bit, I'd say. Sorry, to the left a bit, from the right a bit. We need to point the nose a slightly different way. Fuel is sufficient. Radio is correct. Engines. The temperature's a bit low. Engine pressure's on the line, so there we go. So we need to be, the circuit height is 1,800, isn't it? Let's start losing a bit of height then. What are we talking now? 8 miles. Yeah. Let me see one of the lakes. I think I can see the smaller. No, the. Which one can I see at the moment? Yeah, the smaller of the two lakes. I think the one's hidden by the mountains, actually. Okay. Keep ourselves at about 2.5. The eye is aligned. Yep. Although aligned to what is an interesting question, because although there's a DI, there's no compass, which is interesting. Time. Okay. We're going to cross the lake. To the right of that lake, and then we can join 45 degrees thereabouts. So now we want to be dropping height a bit more. Good. Bit of rain. It's snow actually. The airfield is between those two lakes. Rather entertaining ridge line here. There's the red flashing light, look. What are we doing? That's the airfield, look. Okay. Then join downwind. Okay. Help heat on. First lot of flat. There it is. There we are. That will do. Okay. So the wind is coming from the right, so we'll have the stick over to the right. Alright, we're lined up. Off we go. We are heading roughly east. Yeah. It's the other side of that little mountain there, what hill? Same mountain. That hill that's on the nose there. Makes for an interesting approach, it has to be said. Alright, so we've got now I think we're probably quite close now to the orthophoto edge. Yeah, there. Is that it? Yes, we are. Look, you can see it. The line. Just there. Now the other thing I've discovered is this little window here. So if you put your output onto chart or to graph rather than just displaying it on the screen, you get a little graph, a real-time graph telling you what your average frame rate is It's quite interesting. It's a slightly different view. Slightly different view of the same thing. Now, this airfield, Sewell it's called, it's 688 feet. Altimeter should be 3006. Alright. It's going to be interesting to see what I get out of monitoring it as a chart rather than as a point value. So just quickly, how you set the chart up is you go to data output and you say frame rate in the data graph, and then you do, how do you do it for the menu? Must be possible to do it for the menu. It's in there. Yeah, Control G is the thing. So you hit Control G or pick that would say display if it wasn't on display at the moment. And I've got it running on another terminal, another window. Actually, I was wrong. There's the line. Look, that's very clear, isn't it? That's the line of the ortho photos. So we are literally just the other side of it with this airfield. Okay, how we doing? A bit of car beat, I think. Makes a massive difference, doesn't it, the ortho photos? Now, the airfield is a bit of a tricksy one, to be fair. And as you'll see when we get there, it's a good example of slightly older scenery getting cooked out by changes in the autojet. So this is one of the ones I was talking about that's got landing by a road, and you've got street lights along the side of the road. And when you get that, the only way really to fix it is in World Editor, is to remove the road and replace it in World Editor with a more suitable one, fortunately. How we going? Oh, you can see the red light just down there, look. She's flashing on top of the windsock. I think, maybe not. Lost it now. Alright. Yes, there is. Now, obviously, in real life, something would have to be done about those street lights. Now, the runway is actually a little green strip along the side of the road. You have to be really careful with small strips like this not to get sucked in and end up not allowing yourself enough time. For the necessary bits and pieces. Alright, so I think it's time to start thinking about turning in. So we'll put the first line of flap on, pull the power, and half distracted having street lights next to the road, next to the runway. Okay. Yeah, that whole airfield, Sewell, has been broken by changes in autogen, hasn't it? But the point is, there are hundreds of these little airfields dotted about. And they probably need a bit of a refresh. They do probably need a bit of a refresh, but do you know what? This is an amazing resource. And while some of them are a bit leery around the edges, most of them are fine, as far as I can see. there you have it. That's just a couple of the hundreds of airfields and strips made available by the Alaska by Air add-on. Why not give it a go? I'm off back to Fairbanks now, flying through this beautiful sunrise. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.